Hey, Thabreakmasta here, and it's gonna be my Persona 4 the animation episode 8 review. I really like this episode. A lot of comedy in this episode. This whole anime has a lot of comedy in it, so I really like it. I'm really liking this anime so far. It's really good. So yeah, basically this episode starts off with them going on a school camping field trip. What's gonna be happening. So with that in mind, Narukami, Hanamura, Yukiko, and Satonaka end up going shopping to go get some food for the field trip that they're going to go do. So as they're getting food and all this stuff, they talking about there's like a swimming area where you can swim at and everything like that. So with that in mind, Haramura was like he started acting real weird all of a sudden, and then he ended up leaving. He's like, hey, I gotta be right back. I gotta be right back. So he ends up leaving. Everyone's like, I wonder why he left for. What was his motive to why he leaving? So yeah, as that all happened, he came back with some stuff in the bag, and he's like, where the girls at? And the girls are still trying to get some food and everything for the camping field trip. So they got the food, they're getting ready to go on the field trip and everything. And so they're there, and then some funny random crap happens. I don't want to say too much about the funny stuff. There's a lot of funny stuff in this one, but I'll probably go into a little bit more. But as they're all at the place, they're trying to figure out what's his name. Kanji ends up coming, and he joins a little fray because he had to come, otherwise he'll get expelled from school and everything. He didn't want that to happen, so he had to come and everything. And so he wanted to hang out with them, with Narukami and stuff like that, because his rest of his little group, he can't really hang out with them at his his school, his class, I mean. So he's with them, and they're talking about what they need to do. They also need to clean up trash. Apparently that's what this field trip's about: clean up trash, and then you can go hang out, whatever. But they're cleaning up trash and everything. While they're cleaning up trash, they're talking about what they need to do to find these people, these culprits and stuff like that. But before that happened, is a funny thing. Actually, not really a funny thing, but before that happened, before Kanji came into the picture, there's a guy named Naoki Kunoshi. So Kanamura actually got sick, and Narukami got sick too after eating some of Satonaka's cooking. So they went to try to go to the the infirmary or wherever that place was called, and they had to get some medicine and everything. And so as they're trying to get medicine, Naoki's like give him the medicine, and he holds it. He's like, I hate both of you guys. And I was like, okay, because like why you hate me? Huh? What would I do? There's not really no real reason for it. So I don't know, but he's the little brother of his big sister, that Kunoshi girl. So yeah. So yeah, that happens, and then we get to see Kanji and everything, and as they're talking about what they need to do, and then they're actually trying to figure out why wasn't there like a bunch of girls, because Kanji broke that theory because the guy and everything. I was thinking maybe he was like a little bit of on the fruity side. I guess that counted him as part of the girls or something. I don't know, but as that was happening, they wanted to, they're seeing the link, because it's not girls or boys. It's people that got showed on TV before. If they got shown on TV, after that they get showed on the midnight channel, then they get taken. And so they're like, okay, then we gotta make sure to watch who's on TV and see what they're doing, and maybe we can link this up and figure out what's happening and stuff. And so they were wondering, well, what about Naoki Konoshi and stuff. So they're talking over while they're eating and stuff, because they're eating food. And Kanji's like, well, I knew him. We hanged out a lot back when I was little and everything. And they're like, what? Whoa, hold on a second. So you know about this guy? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, do you know if he was a loner or anything? And he's like, I don't know. And he's like, how you not know anything about him? He's like, I don't know though. So with Kanji being his rough and gruff kind of person, he ends up going to get the boy, drags him all the way to where they're sitting at and eating. And he's like, what are you taking me for here? And so he's like, well, you want to find out more about this boy? Then here you go. Talk to him in front of his face. And so Narukami's like, well, he didn't have to. I mean, not Narukami. Hanamura's like, he didn't have to do all that. It's okay. And then Narukami's like, are you lonely in your class and stuff like that? And he just said it right straight up like that. And everyone's like, oh, and stuff. So then he was like, wow, no one ever actually asked the dude. He's like, no one ever asked me up right in front of my face, about that. So it's kind of refreshing, because no one ever did that. So he ends up spouting out all his feelings and saying that he's lonely, and then people keep talking about his sister dying and all this stuff, and grieving over her and how she's better and all that stuff. So it's just making him sick, and and he's making him not important or anything like that. And so as Narukami hears the story, he ends up giving the food, and he's like, here's, you know, some food if you want it. And so, you know, you can hang out with us. And he's like, really? And then freaking Kanji gets all mad. He's like, hey, that's supposed to be my freaking seconds. How are you gonna take that from me? You owe me, punk. You owe me. So yeah, as that's happening, then they're in the camping now. They're like, it's nighttime and they're supposed to be sleeping. And so as they're trying to go to sleep and everything like that, freaking Kanji is in there, and so they're like kind of nervous, like, you know, yeah, you're a little on the, you know, weird side and stuff like that. So you know, how can I trust you? Because, you know, they don't want to get all, like, you know, raped or anything like that. So like, you're like, what? Yeah, you gonna say that to me? And, you know, he's like, man, because, you know, you kind of like guys and stuff. He's like, well, I'm fine with girls too. And you're like, you'll see, watch. And then so he ends up going, Kanji ends up going into the Santanaka's and Yukiko's you know, thing. But he somehow they say he tripped and got knocked out, but I think they knocked him out. But, you know, so he got knocked out, and then those two went inside Narukami's and Hanamura's you know, tent, and then they end up sleeping together, like, side by side, and they're all stuck and everything. It's very uncomfortable. None of them get any sleep. Now in Kanji was actually sleeping with this, you know, little thick chick in there. So she ends up holding on to him and squinching. I don't know, some other stuff must have happened, because, you know, after that they were going to go do the swimming and stuff, like, well, not going to swim, but they're at this part where you can swim and everything. And so he's like, Homer's like, hey, we should go swimming and stuff since we're here. And, you know, the girl's like, I don't know and stuff. And he's like, I have my bathing suits or something. And he's like, ta-da! He actually that's what he brought the whole time. That's what he took. He bought some freaking bathing suits for them. How do you know their size and measurement though? For, like, you know, like the cup size and stuff. It's kind of interesting. So you know, he got that. They're like, yeah, we can swim and everything. And then, you know, he ends up saying something stupid, and then he ends up getting sparked to kicked off the freaking cliff. Hanamura and Narukami is like, you know, kind of agree with Hanamura, which is why he got kicked off. And so as it's all going on, they also looked at her all weird too. Kanji's looking weird too, and then his nose is all bleeding and everything like that. So with that, it was weird. But with that though, they got sparking kicked. He fell down in the water, and, you know, as they're in the water, freaking their teacher, King Moron, they call him, he's all throwing up because he drunk too much. So he's just be throwing up in the river, and they're like, oh my god! So, you know, they all stuff on now. They all stinky, throw up-y, smelling now. And so, you know, that's the end of the day of the whole episode. That girl that Kanji was sleeping with, because he's like, well, I didn't try to sleep with her or anything, but I mean, like I said, some other stuff must have happened. So, you know, she's all walking by, and she's like, oh no, she's about to confess her feelings. And so they end up going in the bush, and Kanji's standing there, and, you know, she's like, well, you know, it's not gonna work out between us. We're just not, you know, we're just not that alike or anything like that. You know, you're not my type. And he was like, because, you know, he didn't expect that, and he's like, what the hell? Yeah. So yeah, it's a really funny episode. I look forward to the next episode. I'm sorry I kind of rambled and kind of like mushed it up a little bit, you know, because a lot of stuff did happen, but it's a lot of funny things. There's more stuff that happened in this episode, but, you know, go watch the episode if you haven't seen it yet. It's really funny. So yeah, oh yeah, Igor, the dude that's always sitting there like, welcome to the Velvet Room. He wasn't there anymore for some reason again. I don't know why, but he wasn't there again. So yeah, you know, I look forward to the next episode. Leave a comment below and tell me what you think of the episode, and like this if you like this review, and subscribe to my channel for some more Persona 4 the animation reviews. So yeah, this has been the Thabreakmasta Persona 4 the animation episode 8 review, and until then, break out.